Hi, this is Freya with your next singing tip. Today I want to talk to you about tongue placement. So you got this tongue inside of your mouth. What do you do with it when you sing? Well, if you want to find out more, stay tuned. Maybe you never put a lot of thought into what you do with your tongue when you sing or when you speak, as a matter of fact. But the tongue placement is an extremely important part of singing and speaking because without it, you wouldn't understand a word. The way you use the space inside of your mouth cavity is so important, and I'm about to show you. You know that sketch, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist? I think it's totally hilarious. That guy has a puppet and it speaks, and it always looks like just the puppet is speaking and then he's speaking, but actually he's speaking for both of them. Except you don't see whenever he moves his mouth when the puppet is talking. That's because he is not using his lips, but only his tongue placement. Try this with me. Put your mouth in a really relaxed state, as if you were just smiling a little bit, and then say all the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Try the same without moving your lips at all. A, E, I, O, U. See, you don't even have to move your lips in order to do that. That was all the tongue that formed those vowels. So whenever you sing your vowels, it's extremely important how the tongue is placed because it determines how the vowel sounds and how open the sound can be and how much resonating space is right there. And you want as much resonating space as you can get because it's going to make your sound bigger and fuller. You're going to have more overtones. You're going to have better sound and just more character in your voice, more ping. Now the tongue isn't just the tip of the tongue that you see right here sticking out of your mouth whenever you stick out the tongue at somebody. But the tongue continues to go all the way into your throat. It's that little thing in the back that makes nung, 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 nung. You can open and close it. Now for the first exercise, do like this. Sung, ngung, 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 ngung. Just to practice opening and closing it, just like I have sung a great song, sung, ngung, ngung. And this is the mechanism way back here. You can open that up more or close it up more. The more you open it up, the more volume will come out. And the more you close it up, the more shallow the sound will be, like this. If I close it up all the way in the back, you're hardly gonna hear anything I say, and it's all gonna sound very flat and nasal. In order to not sound nasal, you need to open that up a little in the back. Now be careful not to open it up too extremely wide, to not push down your pharynx too much. Otherwise you're going to sound like Pee Wee Herman. That's the extreme opposite of flat. Now in the next exercise I'm going to show you how different your ah can sound depending on how your tongue is placed differently. Now watch my mouth. Ah, 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 You see, I didn't really move much except my tongue. Now, I always say that your tongue should be placed in a very natural position. Just whenever you're singing a song and you're not really sure about where should my tongue be placed right now, how do I sing this vowel correctly? Just speak whatever you're trying to sing in slow motion, or speak it at regular speed at first and then speak it in slow motion. Don't even think about singing, and then you will find out, okay, how do I place my tongue just whenever I speak very naturally? And that's probably the right direction to go in. For example, if I were to sing, I'm thinking out loud. First of all, speak it, I'm thinking out loud. So that was natural. Now I'm going to slow it down and do it in slow motion. I'm thinking out loud. And by doing it in slow motion, you could really pay attention to what is my tongue doing? When is it going up and down? When is my throat more open or more closed? When is it a more nasal sound? When is it a more open sound? And you could just kind of just register in your head what you're doing. And then you start singing it slowly, and then you could speed it up, and then you will always have the correct tongue placement and not sound weird. You don't ever want to sound artificial, you want to sound natural. You don't want people to hear you sing and think, oh, okay, sounds cool, but I don't know, something isn't quite right or natural. You just want to convey a message, and coincidentally, you're just singing it. Another thing that you might have noticed, or maybe not, a lot of people don't know this, whenever you're singing higher notes, you're more closed up, and it's a much tighter position. And whenever you go lower with your notes, especially with the ah, it opens up and it's lowered. Just like this. Watch the position of my tongue as I take an ah from the top and slide down. Ah. Now if I don't lower this is how it's going to sound. It's absolutely going to sound very shallow and flat and weird. So you need to adjust the placement of your tongue. The analogy I like to use is pretend you're sitting in a train, resting your head backwards, and then just fall asleep. That's kind of a good position to have, a really relaxed position for your jaw and for your tongue. Don't open it actively, or don't open it up and have a lot of tension. Just let it fall. And that's pretty much a really good position. Also, if the tongue has kind of like a U shape, then that's a really good shape. It rests on the bottom of your mouth. It kind of nestles right between your teeth. So this is the way to kind of learn how your tongue is placed correctly. Most people do it right, but some people have a hard time producing the different vowels. So always watch out what you do whenever you're speaking, and then do the same thing whenever you're singing, just in slow motion. I hope these exercises helped you a little bit. If you like my video, I would really appreciate it if you helped me out by giving it a thumbs up or leaving a comment. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I upload a new singing tip video every Friday. And always remember, always keep a song in your heart, and always keep on singing, because it's really, really so good for you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.